welcome in to another stitch tutorial. Today we are going to show you the dead basics. So I am going to be using my custom made hook, which is by Jelena over at Cutlery Designs. She is linked down below in the description, just underneath where that thumbs up and the subscribe button are, if you're willing. Now, if you're going to start crochet, you need to start with a slip knot. There are several ways to do this. We all find our own ways. This is mine. You always want to have a nice tail on whatever you're making. I tend to go with what I can grip as being my tail length. Some people do a lot longer. I wouldn't go too short because you want to sew that in at the end. If your tail is too short, your work could come undone. So a nice length tail is always a key point. So let's go over that one more time with the slip knot. I show it the middle and pick it up with my hook and just tighten it on. You don't want to tighten it on. You want to be able to move your hook. So make sure it's on. You've got your slip knot. That is not a stitch. It is not a stitch. Now to chain. Chains are used whether you are starting in the round or working in rows. If you're working in the round, you need far less chains. But if you're working on the straight in rows, you need a certain number of chains. That will be in the tutorial, that will be in the pattern, letting you know exactly how many chains you need. Now a chain, take your yarn over the hook and pull through the loop that is on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the loop. So this is your loop that is on your hook, and it's this that you'll be pulling through. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and you do as many as you need to do. Don't do it too tight. If you end up pulling your yarn really, really tight, you're going to struggle. Don't have it too loose. Otherwise, you're going to end up with massive stitches which are way too big and extremely holey and not very secure. You want to tighten to the hook, but so it easily glides. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. And you carry on for as long as you need to carry on. And that is your chain. Now I will point out everybody has their wool on a different side, whether it be on your hook side like mine is, or whether it be on your feeding hand side over here. We all hold our hooks differently. I use the pencil grip because I can write like that, so it is classed as a pencil grip. A lot of people are knife grip, which is clasping like you would a knife. Whether you have your thumb out or thumb tucked under like a fist is down to the person. And then however you hold your yarn is completely down to the person as well. Some people will wrap it round their finger and just bob the finger as they take the yarn off. Some have it round a couple of fingers to help with the control. I'm a little bit of a odd bod, apparently, by doing the 2-finger feed, like so. You have to do what is comfortable for you, nobody else, because this is your work, this is your hobby. You have to do what's comfortable for you. So you create your chain as long as you need it. Sometimes you may end up with a few that are a little bit looser, a little bit tighter. But as you practice, as with anything, you will master it and end up with a chain that is relatively even throughout. Now, let's move on. Single crochet. So you have your chain. This is your foundation, your base. To do a single crochet, we are working into the chain. You take your hook, take it back a little bit, not enough to bring out the loop, and you go into one chain. Now, as you see, I've turned it upside down. That is what you see on the front. You need to go through there and then catch the bit at the back as well. So it almost looks like you have 2 loops on the hook. You only have the one, don't panic. Yarn over the hook and pull through that one. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. That is a single crochet. So let's go again. Into the next chain, we are going in. Now, if I did that, I'd only catch a third of that chain. So you want to make sure you go in and catch the bit that is at the back. Oops, splitty wool, I missed it. There we go. So it looks like you have a V on your hook. Yarn over and pull through. You now have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both of those 2 loops, sorry. And then you've done your second crochet. Let's do one more. Into the chain. Catch the back. Oops. Would help if I did this with better wool to show you. I'm sorry. Catch the back, and I've missed that one thread again. There we go. Sorry. So you have your V on the hook. You yarn over and make sure that hook catches the yarn and pull through that first stitch. 2 on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. And there you have 3 single crochets. Practice makes perfect. Don't give up. Keep trying. You will get there. And then when you've mastered the single crochet, maybe you can move on. Doing this nice and slowly so that you can see. Again, as I said before, with the hook, don't have it too loose. Don't have it too tight. Make sure the hook can freely go in. So into your chain. Or let's face it, you might be in a project and doing single crochets all along. So you'd be going into the top of a single crochet. But for now, practice a single crochet. Now, I will show you, if I just race along here and show you very, very quickly. At the end of every row, you may be wondering, well, how do I go on to a next row? I don't get it. Don't understand. Well, that would depend on the pattern or the tutorial that you're on. But I can demonstrate a general rule when you're working with the single crochet. If my next row we're going to be working in single crochets, I'm at the end of the row, there's nowhere else to go. So from here, chain 1, because that makes the height of a single crochet and takes us up one step of the row. You turn your work and then you have a whole fresh row to work in. So from here you go into the next, not this one because this is already taken. You go into the next stitch and remember that V that I told you about? It's so much easier than on the chain row. In you go, yarn over, pull through, 2 on the hook, yarn over and pull through, and you keep going. Next stitch, in, you catch the front and the back, which creates a V on your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. And there you have it. Unless you've got splitty yarn like me, which is never a good way to practice. But just keep going with your single crochets. You'll get it in the end. Practice, practice, practice. And then when you've done your single crochets, you can move on to bigger and better stitches. There is the single crochet. If it is of any use to you whatsoever, please give a thumbs up. Please think about subscribing, all down there, and maybe leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.